Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to you all. I'll be talking about the historical perspective of pterygium. Pterygium is derived from a Greek word tergios, which means wing. A surfer's eye of thalmoheliosis, a Cinderella's ocular disease, truly defined as a triangular wing-shaped degenerative fibrovascular hyperplastic proliferative tissue. The initial pterygium belt was described by Cameron, 37 degrees north and south of the equator, 0.3 to 29% worldwide, and in India, 9.5 to 13% more in rural areas. Pathogenesis, multiple etiopathogenesis in it. Historical view states that it's a degenerative condition. Multiple theories based upon cell proliferation, hyperplasia, migration, UV-induced oxidative stress, limbal and bone marrow stem cells contribution, and possible potential involvement of neurogenic inflammation from the UV-injured corneal nerves. This is a diagrammatic representation of the various mechanisms involved in the pathogenesis of pterygium. We move on to the classification of pterygium. There is a Tanatal grading, which is based upon the visualization of the episcleral vessels as an atrophic T1, where the episcleral vessels are clearly visible. An intermediate one, a T2, where the vessels are partially obscured. Then comes the fleshy, that is T3, where the episcleral vessels are totally obscured. This is a clinical grading. We'll be going to two more classifications, that is Verma et al. And Sejal Maheshwari. It's basically based upon the distance from the limbus. Grade 1, midway between the limbus and the pupillary border. Grade 2 extends on up to the pupillary border. Grade 3, it crosses the pupil. Now comes the indications for surgical intervention. History of progression, astigmatism causing poor vision, the proximity to the visual axis, poor cosmesis, a recurrent inflammation and concern about a malignant change. The history of pterygium surgery dates back as behind as 1000 BC, where Sushrut, where the pterygium is sprinkled with salt, he looks laterally, it's hooked with a clasped with a hook, and it's detached from the ocular surface with a round end knife and a sharp cutting edge. And an unguent is applied in order to avoid the recurrence. There are various procedures described historically as a Celsus procedure, a Paul's operation, a Corellia of paste of honey, Hippocrates' colliery of zinc, copper, iron, bile, Bartish and Senart, and divine sown. The various surgical techniques, 1903 Mec-Reynolds transplantation technique, Panzardi's use of amniotic membrane grafts in 1947, Rosenthal, the Bayer sclera technique, Kuntumo and Muri, mitomycin C in 1963, and a conjunctival autograft in Keon in 1985. Then came the Stalker, the conjunctival Z-plasty for primary closure, DT Tan conjunctival transplantation, and Hurst, the perfect. Next comes the major bugbear when we perform the pterygium surgery. 90% recurrences occur between the first and the third month. The clinical predictors, incomplete control of post-op inflammation, excessive suturing, incomplete removal, post-operative graft retraction, a higher morphological grade of the pterygium, more fleshy with heavy vascularization. And especially in young people, a double pterygia and non-translucency, that's a significant risk factor. And Prabhatiswa has given a common method to grade the recurrence. Grade 1 when the operated site appears normal, a grade 2 when there are fine episcleral vessels in the excised area extending to the limbus but without any fibrous tissue. Next comes the grade 3 where the fibrovascular tissues are reaching the limbus. And once the true corneal recurrence takes place with the fibrovascular tissue invading the cornea. Medical management based upon reducing the inflammatory symptoms and the discomfort with benign agents, toxic agents, lubrication, the topical NSAIDs, and decongestants. Surgical approach, there are multiple approaches, right from Bayer sclera excision till the Hurst technique of perfect. We have transplantation redirection and other ocular surface transplantation techniques. The adjunctive therapies involve the corticosteroids, thiotepa, cyclosporin A, mitomycin C, 5-fluorouracil. The anti-VEGFs, the interferons, and use of a fibrin glue and autologous serum. The Bayer sclera technique has about a recurrence of 24 to 89% with other adjuvant options. Next comes the conjunctival or the conjunctival limbal autografting, about 1 to 40%. The amniotic membrane transplantation, general recurrence about 2.6 to 42. Now the treatment for recurrent pterygia. No option is impervious to failure. So a repeat conjunctival autografting, use of an amniotic membrane, application of MMC, a CLAG, injection of 5-fluorouracil, and even administration of subconjunctival anti-VEGF agents have been tried. Management of complicated cases, of course, involve a holistic approach, which involves a lamellar keratoplasty, a split graft for a double pterygia, and a combined approach we use as CAG, we use amniotic membrane to prevent the fibrosis, the movement restriction, and closure of defect. This is then and now 1906 Mac-Reynolds pterygium transplantation and the perfect technique. Main complications of pterygium surgery: intra-op, excessive bleeding, MR muscle injury, possible chance of globe perforation, post-op, recurrence most common, edema, Dellin formation, persistent epithelial defects, graft necrosis, graft retraction. Thank you so much.